This is gonna take Cracker Jack timing, Wang.
Total concentration. You ready, Jack?
I was born ready.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and today it's time to talk about the big news from Boom, Power Rangers. Both series, I believe, are going to be ending, and they are relaunching 2 new Power Rangers series. Now, I am not a Power Rangers reader, which is kind of embarrassing. My wife loves Power Rangers, but I do have a friend that loves Power Rangers. He's going to break it all down for us. Fatal J from the Fatal J Show. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, it's morphin' time.
Absolutely.
How everybody doing out there in the YouTube world?
Well, hopefully everybody's doing well and they're excited about this. Now, Power Rangers has essentially been like the flagship of Boom Studios since 2016 when they launched the first, I think it was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series from Ryan Parrott. Obviously, we had the spin-off series Go-Go Power Rangers, and right now we're in the middle of like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And Ryan Parrott is, he's kind of like the big guy over there at Boom with those Power Rangers properties. I'm a little surprised they're shutting them down with all the successes that he's had. Do you think now is the right time for them to kind of put a bow on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Go-Go Power Rangers, and kind of go in a different direction?
I don't know, because I'm going to tell you something. That Shattered Grid run on the Power Rangers was freaking amazing. It blew my mind because Power Rangers, the TV show, is cheesy, it's fun, but what Boom did to the comic books, they took the cheesiness out and just added the freaking cool factor, and it blew my mind because I always had this in my head with Power Rangers. I always was trying to decide which is my favorite Power Ranger, the Red Ranger or the Green Ranger. But the Boom comics, the Boom Power Rangers, they showed me which one was my favorite. It was the freaking Green Ranger.
It was always the Green Ranger.
Yeah, the Green Ranger, man. They made him super awesome in that comic book, man. Some amazing stuff.
Obviously, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is still going on. It's actually, when you look at independent comic sales, it's up there. It's the cream of the crop. It's up there with Spawn. There's been a few other comics relaunched or launched lately. I think Decorum from Jonathan Hickman, Mercy from Mirka Andolfo. Those are kind of up at that 30,000 unit ship mark, which is really high for just a regular independent comic. So it's still hot. It's still a hot property. And obviously a lot of that has to do with Ryan Parrott. What are your thoughts about Ryan Parrott and his take on Power Rangers? Is he a driving force behind the success, or do you think it's the IP?
It's about the freaking writing. The art is always the first thing we look at. The art is beautiful in it, but if you giving us a great story, you can just keep going and going and going and going. I love it. I love it. He's doing an awesome job, man. I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't think it was possible to make the Power Rangers non-cheesy and super cool. He did it. He did it.
Well, then all props to Ryan Parrott. And thankfully, Ryan Parrott, he's not leaving the Power Rangers on Boom Studios. They are coming out with 2 new series. One of them is called Mighty Morphin. The other one's called Power Rangers. Going to be 2 different teams. Ryan Parrott is still the writer, and that is a good thing. I think that is absolutely the right choice. Now let's talk about Mighty Morphin, because I think this one is the more interesting series because we know less information about it. This is going to be Ryan Parrott and artist Marco Renna, mostly known for some of his art that he's done in Aspen Comics. Not a huge name artist. Neither of these comics have a big name artist attached to them. In the description, it says it's going to be featuring characters and an all-new Green Ranger, so I'm assuming that is going to be a brand new character. When you think it's not going to include the Omega Rangers, who are the characters that you want to see filling these roles in this new Mighty Morphin series?
When you think about Power Rangers, it's really only 2 characters you think about, and it's either Tommy or it's Jason. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, it's like you said, it's really all about the Green Ranger. So if Tommy is in there, it's a done deal. Is Tommy in the new one?
No, the all-new Green Ranger, I'm assuming it's a brand new character in the role, but the other roles, the other Rangers will be characters from the past.
Okay.
We know that Jason is going to be, he's an Omega Ranger, so he's on the other series. So it's really, it's anybody's guess. Obviously, those other characters are going to be ones that we know in the past.
But that's great writing. Who would have freaking thought they would have made another Green Ranger? And that's why I really love the Shadow Grid run, because they just did stuff that the Power Ranger fans will want but never thought of. Like the stuff that they did with the Zoids. We never seen that stuff in the TV series. But what we seen in the comic, it was amazing. They was flying through space, swimming through water, shooting new weapons out of their body. It's incredible, man.
So that's what you're looking for in this series. Even more new things brought to the table and new crazy abilities for the Rangers.
New things because the main villain that was in Shattered Grid, Draken, man, he was like beating Rita down. We never saw that in the TV series. Rita was always the one running the show. So I can't wait.
All right,
this guy can write his butt off.
We do have some information on the villain, and it's described as an even deadlier Lord Zedd is who they're going to be squaring off with. But we're also going to learn a shocking secret about Zordon's past. Of course, he's the one that originally put the Power Rangers together. Are we going to learn that Zordon was a villain? What are we going to learn about him?
Yeah, I remember in the Shadow Grids, they was making two universes, a dark universe, and I know in it was a dark Zordon. But I think he might have been still good in that one too. I can't remember. I haven't read it in a while, but I think they might go that route of making Zordon evil, which is cool. I can't wait to see that.
And what are your thoughts on an even deadlier Lord Zedd? Is that a good character to bring back? Is that a good big bag to set up the new series with?
Heck yeah, because with the Power Rangers fans, Lord Zedd was cool, but then after a while in later seasons, they made him a straight BI. He was weak, man. He was real corny. So I really want to see what they can do with Lord Zedd. I want them to give us the full potential of Lord Zedd. I want to see how evil he can be in this, because they showed the full potential of Rita. Rita was evil in Shadow Grid. She took over the whole planet. That's what I want to see. I want to see those different type of stories. Don't give us the same stories that we seen in the TV series. Really push the limits in the writing. And that's why I really like this guy that's writing Power Rangers. He really pushing the limits.
Time to up the stakes. Let's go big or go home, baby.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the other series that's going to be launched. Obviously, the writer is, again, Ryan Parrott. This time, the artist is Francesco Mortarino. He's actually already illustrated a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue. I believe it was number 33. He's also done some illustrations on Firefly. So he's had a little bit more work with Boom Studios for sure. Still not the biggest name art talent in the world. And this one is going to focus on the 3 Omega Rangers, Jason, Trini, and Zach. Is that what you want, a 3-man team with those Omega Rangers?
Heck yeah. Because when you think about Power Rangers, it's a slew of different versions of Power Rangers, but the hardcore fans, we thinking about the original team. And as long as the original team is in there, I think it's going to be a pretty sweet comic. It's going to be good.
All right, so are you ready to see your original, Power Rangers go bad?
Well, see, we already seen it in Shadow Grids. We saw them going evil. It's our universe, and then it's the dark universe. I want to see more of this story, because I'm gonna be honest with you, seeing some evil Power Rangers, the evil versions, they look kind of cooler.
They always do. I was always that Empire guy in Star Wars.
Yeah, and the way they design their suits, like the Pink Ranger, the evil Pink Ranger, man, she looks freaking dope. The way that they design her suit, like, to be honest, I want to see some more stories of the evil Power Ranger, the Pink Power Ranger.
I don't know if they're evil, but this is the way it was explained. They're going to go rogue and disobey Zordon to work with their nemesis, Lord Draken, to stop a cosmic threat. So Zordon tells them, do not contact Draken. They go and they contact him because there's a big evil cosmic threat there, and they're going to have to team with him and kind of go against the established power.
Heck yeah, give us that. I mean, look at all the Power Rangers TV shows. They always listening to Zordon, doing what Zordon do. Zordon is kind of like the sensei. Okay, they do whatever he tell them to do. I want to see some different stories where they join the other team and go against Zordon. That's good writing. That's good writing. Great writing.
And then it also said in the press release, the uneasy alliance between the Omega Rangers and Lord Draken will pit the Omega Rangers against their allies. So they're probably going to go against some past characters that they have teamed with in the past. They're going to come and try and stop them and keep them from working with Lord Draken. I always kind of like this stuff because then you kind of get to see that ultimate grudge match. It's like a Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. You thought it could never happen.
Yeah.
You're finally going to see who was better.
He 20-inch pythons, brother. But I'm telling you, Wes, that's what good writing does. You're not afraid to take risks. I'm tired of the same stories where the good guy is always the good guy, and then we have a happily ever after ending. Give us something different. Let's see them go on the bad side and experience the bad side. Yeah, they'll be good in the end. Of course, we know it because they're Power Rangers. But let's dwell in the evil side for a while and see what happens. And let's see the ramifications of what happens when you stay in that evil path. Let's see if they kill some people. Let's see some Power Rangers kill some people. Let's get gory and crazy.
Let's up the age range on this comic. It's 14 and older now, baby.
Keep me wanting to keep buying these comics. That's what it's all about. Give us something different.
Now, obviously, you've mentioned Shattered Grid a lot. You know, while we've been talking about Power Rangers, I'm assuming this will all lead to like a big team up, kind of crossover event. Obviously, Shattered Grid, kind of blew away all expectations.
Yeah.
So I know you're looking forward. You want these two teams to come in contact with each other, hopefully fighting each other. Or do you want them to work together?
A little bit of both. Because
fight each other first, then
because the overall theme of Power Rangers is friendship, coming together, working together as a team. It shows you how to work with others. It teaches you to rely on your friends, rely on your partner, rely on. You just got to rely and trust in other people. That's always the overlying theme of Power Ranger, because you always have a story where a Power Ranger try to go solo and do it on his own. He'll get the crap beat out of him, and then the team will join him. He'll accept his team, and then
going Raph.
Yeah,
I'm leaving. I'm doing it on my own. And
yeah,
you find him almost dead.
Yeah,
man, I told you not to do that, Raph.
Oh man, don't even talk about TMT, because that's really my stuff right there, man.
Well, we don't want to go off in too many tangents. I'm just using a little analogy here. So I think this is all really good news. I'm a little bit surprised that they're rebooting the series, but it sounds like they're going to have new teams, new directions. So if you're going to change the status quo, you're going to have new teams. Certainly, go ahead and reboot back to number ones. They have new names for the series, but the one key thing is Ryan Parrott is still the writer and the head motherfucker in charge of Power Rangers over at Boom Studios, and I think that is really the key to it, because he's really got his finger on the pulse of the characters. He knows what to do with them, and as long as he's the guy, I think they're in good shape.
And he really doing his homework, because he'll pull an old character in and give us somebody else new at the same time. But what I like what he's doing, when he brings something new, it's really something old, but he bringing it in a new way. Did that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah. If you've been, are you a Teen Titans fan?
Yeah, I love Teen Titans.
All right, so you remember the Teen Titans from the '80s with George Perez and Mark Wolfman? Yeah. If you go read the Teen Titans from the last 18 months or so with Adam Glass, it's a completely different team, but you can see the roles are almost. You can see the character that they're replacing. Beast Boy is Roundhouse. Obviously, Nightwing is Robin. Yeah. Jin is Starfire. It is kind of like all that. So it's all new, but it's the same team dynamic. That's exactly what really worked in the first place.
That's exactly what he's doing with Power Rangers. He bringing new aspects, but it's really the same character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the stuff that worked in the first place. So I'm glad that he's keeping true to the characters. Jay, is there anything else that we need to say before we wrap this up? I really appreciate you coming on here and talking some Power Rangers.
Man, it's been a pleasure being on here, and I just want to say, man, I'm looking forward to this, because when it comes to comics, it just seems like the big two are always bringing that same formula. You know, bring something different. I want to see somebody die. And if they don't die, I want them to come close to death. I want to see some more awesome stuff. I can't wait to see what come out of this guy brain, because he really killed it on Shadow Grid. He made Power Rangers freaking cool. He made it cool. We saw things with the Power Rangers we never saw before, and I want to see more of that. Bring us the newness, but keep the nostalgia at the same time.
Absolutely. All right, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps us attract more views for the channel. Subscribe for future commentary, comic book news, and reviews. And don't forget to ring the bell for notifications. If you want to talk comics, movies, and much, much more, you can follow me on Twitter at Wes_from_TC. With that, Salamat Po, and I'm out.